Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled Josiah verse Yahushua, 2 Chronicles 35:1. Moreover, Josiah kept a Passover unto the Lord Yahweh in Jerusalem, and they killed the Passover on the 14th day of the first month. Verse 2, and he set the priests in their charges and encouraged them to the service of the house of the Lord Yahweh. Verse 3, and said unto the Levites that taught all Israel, which were holy unto the Lord Yahweh, put the holy ark in the house which Solomon the son of David, king of Israel, did build. It shall not be a burden upon your shoulders. Serve now the Lord Yahweh your power and his people Israel. Verse 4, and prepare yourselves by the houses of your fathers after your courses, according to the writing of David, king of Israel, and according to the writing of Solomon his son. Verse 5, and stand in the holy place according to the divisions of the families of the fathers of your brethren, the people, and after division of the families of the Levites. Verse 6, so kill the Passover, and sanctify yourselves, and prepare your brethren, that they may do according to the word of the Lord Yahweh by the hand of Moses. Verse 7, and Josiah gave to the people of the flock lambs and kids, all for the Passover offerings for all that were present, to the number of 30,000 and 3,000 bullocks. These were of the king's substance. Okay. Verse 8, and his princes gave willingly unto the people, to the priests, and to the Levites, Hilkiah and Zechariah and Jehiel, rulers of the house of the Most High, gave unto the priests for the Passover offerings 2,600 small cattle and 300 oxen. Verse 9, and Conaniah also, and Shemaiah and Nethanio his brethren, and Hashabiah and Jael and Josabad, chief of the Levites, gave unto the Levites for Passover offerings 5,000 small cattle and 500 oxen. So you can see that this is a humongous Passover, and it appears to be a big party. Okay, and if you know anything about the Passover, you know it's a solemn assembly. Okay, this is a serious matter, because if you did not follow the instructions of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, then your firstborn could die, as well as trickling down to your beasts and your that you own. Okay, so it was extremely important, okay, to have a serious mindset. Now, if you know anything about Josiah, he was considered as a man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Quick overview. According to Strong's H2977, this is Josiah in the Hebrew, Yahashya, and it means, according to outline of biblical usage, 1a, son of Ammon by Jedidah, who succeeded his father to the throne of Judah and reigned for 31 years. His reign is noteworthy for the great revivals back to the worship of Yahweh, which he led. Okay, so he is considered as a man of the Lord. But, you know, as far as the administering the Passover, he was going off. And I'm going to prove that, because if you jump down to verse 18, it states, and there was no Passover like to that kept in Israel from the days of Samuel the prophet, neither did all the kings of Israel keep such a Passover as Josiah kept. All right. The Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, did not let that vibration return for the sacred ceremony of the Passover. This is the only account that such a Passover was conducted in this fashion according to the Holy Scriptures, and I wonder why. Okay, verse 18 again, and there was no Passover like to that kept in Israel from the days of Samuel the prophet. And if you know anything about YAHAWASHI, according to the book of Daniel, okay, he controls what happens, meaning the events within the kingdom of men. And like I said before, he did not allow this vibration to return. 2 Chronicles 35:18, and there was no Passover like to that kept in Israel from the days of Samuel the prophet, neither did all the kings of Israel keep such a Passover as Josiah kept, and the priests and the Levites and all Judah and Israel that were present, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. Okay? Now, we seen how Josiah kept his Passover, right? And it appears like it was in a party fashion. Let's go to Matthew 26. Let's start at verse 17. Now, the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, which is the Passover, the disciples came to Yahushua, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? Verse 18, and he said, go into the city to such a man, and say unto him, the master saith, my time is at hand, I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Yahushua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Verse 20, now when the verse 20, now when the even was come, he sat down with the 12, verse 21, and as they did eat, he said, verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. Okay, verse 22, and they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, Lord, is it I? All right, so Yahushua through the Spirit taught the disciples how to conduct the Passover according to Exodus, the 12th chapter. Okay, and on top of that serious mindset, he's telling them, one of you will betray me. Okay, so think about that. So now there's more grief or vexation within their spirits. Not only were they in that serious mindset, but on top of that, one of you gonna betray me. Okay? This was no party-like behavior. A solemn assembly, man. Okay? And you can't get around that. Okay? So my question for you, whoever is not conducting, the Passover in a serious mindset, do you supposed to do what Josiah did, or do you supposed to follow Yahushua? Okay? Verse 26. Matthew 26, verse 23. And he answered and said, he that dipped his hand with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. Verse 24, the Son of Man go as it is written of him, but woe unto that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It had been good for that man if he had not been born. Okay? Now, let's go to Exodus, the 12th chapter. Now, this is regarding the Passover. Instructions on how to keep the Passover. Exodus 12 and 11. You know what? Okay, let's start at 11. You know what? Let's start at 1. Salakia. And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, and lamb for an house. Verse 4, and if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. So you can see that this is a small assembly, okay? Every man according to his eating shall make your account for the lamb. Verse 5, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats, and ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. Verse 7, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two side posts and on the upper doorposts of the houses, wherein they shall eat it. Verse 8, and they shall eat the flesh in that night, roast with fire and unleavened bread, and with bitter herbs they shall eat it. Okay, so this is how you prepare the Passover. Okay, verse 9, eat not of it raw, nor sodden at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the putenance thereof. Verse 10, and ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remain of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire. Verse 11, and thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Yahawah's Passover. Okay, so you supposed to be in a hurry when you eat this Passover. Okay, so if you're eating in a hurry, you have no time to bullshit or no time to be in a party-like mindset. That vibration is going off. Okay, the Passover is a serious fucking matter, man. It's a solemn assembly. All right, it's a small assembly, man. Okay, you don't supposed to have no big ass Passovers. And you don't supposed to fucking invite nobody that don't believe in the truth to your Passover, man. What the fuck is wrong with you niggas, man? I'm going to jump down to 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. Verse 22, and ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the two side posts with the blood that is in the basin, and none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning. Verse 23, for the Lord Yahweh will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he see the blood upon the lintel and on the side and on the two side posts, the Lord Yahweh will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. Okay, so knowing if you don't follow these instructions to a T, then you would be destroyed. Do you think we were in a joyous mindset? No. And YAHAWASHI taught his disciples how to conduct the Passover in this fashion. Okay, and like I said before, according to Matthew the 26th chapter, when we start at the 17th verse, okay, on top of that, to have a serious mindset, he told them, one of you would betray me. Okay, so my question for you, do we keep the Passover such as Josiah or YAHAWASHI? All right. Let's see what the Most High thinks. This is Matthew 17 chapter. We'll jump down to verse 5. While he yet, and this event took place after YAHAWASHI did the process of transfiguration. Matthew 17:5, while he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed him, and behold, let me start over. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud, which was a chariot, overshadowed him, and behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. Although Josiah was a righteous man, okay, you have to think about it. He still was in this sinful flesh, all right? So he did go off, from time to time, okay? And we all do. Only YAHAWASHI conquered sin within the flesh, all right? There's no other time in history that the Most High, voice say to an individual, this is my well son. Salaki, this is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased, okay? Why? Because YAHAWASHI was perfect. And when you go into Hebrews, the first chapter, when it talks about how YAHAWASHI is the express image of his Father, well, for image, okay, I want to say it's image. In the Greek, you have a term called facsimile, and it means an exact copy. Okay, and if you can receive this in the spirit, what is this saying? That if Yahweh came on earth, he would have did it the same way YAHAWASHI did it. Okay? He would have conducted the Passover in a fashion such as YAHAWASHI and not Josiah. All right? Another point. Matthew 28:18. And YAHAWASHI came and spake unto them, saying, All power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. All right? Now if you jump to Revelation, the 5th chapter, it tells you how YAHAWASHI was glorified in the heavens, the spirit world, the third dimension. Okay? So he was glorified in the heavens, all right, for conquering sin within the flesh. He prevailed in this thing we call life. That's why currently or presently he is at the right hand of his Father. And when you go into that term right hand in the Hebrew, it means a place of honor, a place of authority. Okay? He is directly under his Father, Yahweh, and not Josiah. Okay? This is the reason why all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth, referring to our great King YAHAWASHI and not King Josiah. Okay? You do not keep a Passover such as Josiah. No, you follow the blueprint. You follow the word. The blueprint and the word is YAHAWASHI. Point blank, period. Okay? Last scripture to put a nail in it. Hebrews 12:2. Looking unto YAHAWASHI, the author and finisher of our faith. All right. When you go into that Greek term for author, okay, it means a pioneer. All right. Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. Now, when you look up finisher in the Greek,
Strong's G 5051. Teleiotes.
According to outline of biblical usage, 1a, a perfector, meaning he was perfect. YAHAWASHI was perfect, not Josiah. Okay? There's honor in keeping the Passover such as YAHAWASHI and not Josiah. 2, one who has in his own person raised faith to its perfection, YAHAWASHI and not Josiah. And so set before us the highest example of faith. So YAHAWASHI is the highest example of faith. This is the reason why all power was given to him. This is the reason why he is at the right hand of the Most High. This is the reason why he was glorified in the spirit world. In the spirit world, according to Revelation, the 5th chapter. Okay? one who has in his own person raised faith to its perfection and so set before us the highest example of his faith. All right? YAHAWASHI was a finisher. He was a closer. He conquered sin, okay? He conquered sin within the flesh. He was perfect. So if you are going to come into this faith, YAHAWASHI is the greatest and highest example and not Josiah. You conduct the Passover such as YAHAWASHI. So if you are a spiritual man, and when it comes to the on how to conduct the Passover, Josiah versus YAHAWASHI, you will understand that YAHAWASHI is the blueprint. Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom.